I love this shoe so much I had to buy it in 3 colorways. Bonjour mesdames et messieurs, hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video. In today's video I want to talk about the Salomon Advanced XT-4, one of my favorite shoes of this year probably, even though they didn't come out this year obviously, but I fell in love with them this year. So a bit of background story. So the XT-4 and the XT-6 are probably the most popular models of the Salomon Advanced line. For those who don't know, Salomon Advanced is like a subsidiary of Salomon, and it's sort of like their successful attempt to move into the fashion business. And all of their collaborations also fall into the Salomon Advanced line, right? For example, the Salomon and BBS or the Salomon and Wonder collabs, they all fall onto the Salomon Advanced line. And yes, the XT-4 is basically a shoe that originally has come out in 2013, to my knowledge, and it was designed to be an ultra running shoe. Right? So for those who don't know, an ultra marathon is basically any distance that is further than a marathon, right? A marathon is 42.2 kilometers, and usually the next ultra marathon is a 50K. Then you have a 50 miler, right, which is like 80K, and then you have a 100K, 100 miler, which is 160K, etc. So those are like the traditional ultra distance marathons. And most of the ultras, I mean, they're road ultras, but most of the ultras are like trail ultras, right? So it's not only the distance that you have to go, but also the vert, which is super interesting. I originally planned to run the Marathon de Mont Blanc this year. Unfortunately, Rona happened. Also, I got injured. But yeah, the Marathon de Mont Blanc would be a traditional marathon, right, with 42.2K, and then you have like 2K vert or something on top. But for example, there's the UTMB, right? Sorry if I'm digressing here a bit. UTMB is probably Europe's most popular ultra trail, right? So it's called Ultra Trail de Mont Blanc. So that's a 100-mile race, which is 160K, and has like, I think, 10,000 meters of vert. So anyway, Salomon has always been like supportive of the ultra scene, right? There's an ultra scene, which is sort of like a super niche in running, right? The ultra trail scene, I would say. And Salomon has always been super supportive, and they have always had like cool products, which like all or most of the other brands have failed to do, right? So the Salomon XT-4 was designed for ultra trail runs back in 2013. So it's super cool that they bring this old model back and then revitalize it with like new colors and stuff. So the first pair of the XT-4 that I bought was this colorway here, which is sort of a subtle like purple, I would say, and then has this white overlay. So maybe let's talk about the design first, right? So let's start at the bottom. So we have a super high lugged contra grip outsole, right? The profile, as you can see, is pretty thick, pretty high lugs, which honestly makes it a bit weird when you walk on concrete at first, right? Obviously those are lifestyle shoes now, so you kind of have to get used to that, but they're designed for the trails. And yeah, ultra grippy and pretty solid as well. Yeah, and then moving up, I mean, you can really tell like this is a shoe from 2013, right? It's not the latest technologies, even though they have like, to my knowledge at least, like upgraded the technology a bit in the shoe, but it's still a lifestyle shoe, right? So it's a pretty firm midsole that has like those like plastic overlays. And then you have another layer here, which is a foam layer that goes throughout the whole midsole. And yeah, a pretty rugged toe cap here, right? That's really hard to push in. So that is really good when you're running, right? And you like hit stones on the trail, or even if you like take them for a hike or just go walking in nature. So those are pretty good. The downside though of this super rugged toe cap is that your toe is gonna hit the front, right, when you're going downhill. So you have to be mindful of that. But yeah, the upper, so this was, by the way, from this colorway from Spring Summer 20, right? So it's a pretty breathable version. As you can see, it has like super breathable mesh here. That has the Salomon Lab logo here on top. And then probably like the signature of the shoe, I would say, is on the tongue, this multicolored loop. Lacing system is Salomon's quick lace system, which is pretty cool. And yeah, and then you can store, if you don't like to dangle this thing, which I actually do, but you can then store it here in the tongue if you want. So yeah, pretty basic shoe, right? Not the latest technology, but I absolutely love the vibes. Especially love this colorway, right? It's super like, it's subtle, it's sporty, but it's almost like romantic. Might be a weird thing to call a sports shoe romantic. I don't know, I love the colorway. Yeah, so this was the first one that I got. Absolutely loved it, so I thought, okay, why not buy a second pair? The second pair that I bought is actually from the current seasons, right? So from fall winter 20, right? And this is really a fall colorway in my opinion. And I know it's not everybody's taste, right? Especially with the blue and the purple combination, but I think it really works well, especially with the beige midsole layer here. So obviously this shoe has the same features as the other ones, so I'm not going into detail here. Toe cap in burgundy, and the overlays are all in burgundy, and then you have a mesh upper, which is held in the Carolina blue colorway, beige midsole, same outsole. Yeah, beautiful shoe. I absolutely love this one. This is probably my favorite, and I understand that it's a pretty dominant colorway, right? Most of them are actually pretty dominant colorways, except like the all white one or the all black one. But I thought the all black one's pretty dope as well, but a bit too boring. I thought, why not go for some color? But you have to be mindful, like they're pretty colorful, so you have to keep the rest a bit simpler, I guess. But yeah, beautiful colorway as well. And then, since I thought, okay, is 2 really enough? Actually 2 is enough, but I don't know, I just couldn't stop thinking about this colorway. So this is, on the one hand, a pretty loud shoe, on the other hand, a pretty subtle shoe, I would say. I don't know, when you wear it, they don't really look like too much in your face, but there's a lot going on, right? So you have a pretty rugged mesh upper that is pretty breathable, but it feels pretty solid, and it's sort of has like this black and white pattern on it. I don't really know what to call it, but it looks like a weather pattern, and then it has this black overlay, right? When you look close, you see it has like a sort of like a carbon texture, which is kind of weird, but I don't know, somehow I really liked it. And yeah, looks good on shoe, I think. Looks good on foot, I think. And yeah, so those are the 3 colorways of the XT-4. And to my knowledge, the XT-6 is the more popular shoe, right? I personally love 2 colorways of the XT-6. One is pretty similar to this one, which is why I didn't buy them. And the other one is like this brown, orange, I think it's called blood orange type of color. So pretty awesome shoe. I at this point I can't stop thinking about this one, but I think like 3 is enough. And yeah, so the XT-6 is a bit more popular than the XT-4, but I personally prefer the XT-4 a bit because the design is a bit more simple, right? Even though it's not a simple shoe by any means, but I think the XT-6 is even a bit more busy. So yeah, let me know down in the comments, do you prefer the XT-6 or the XT-4? To my knowledge, most people prefer the XT-6, which is fine, to each his own. But I love the XT-4. Also love the XT-6 though. Who knows, maybe in the future you'll see a video of me talking about the XT-6. But yeah, so that is my review of the Salomon Advanced XT-4. Right, so quick design overview, my favorite colors. I also want to show you what they look like on foot, right? Maybe a quick word to like how I dress them. So I think those are pretty versatile shoes, right? You obviously have to be mindful of the colors, right? As I said, if you wear a shoe like this, right, it kind of looks weird if you're going like green, red and blue and all those colors. So I try to keep it simple. I usually have like blackish grayish jeans or something, and then just a t-shirt or like a gray sweater or something. So keep it simple, and those shoes really pop then, right? But if you go to, for example, like this is a pretty subtle or subtler, that's a word, colorway, right? Especially on foot. So I think you can go wild with this, which I still don't, to be honest. I just wear those with a white t-shirt. And also it's been super hot the last weeks and months. There's not too much of an opportunity to dress with crazy layers and stuff, but yeah. Depends on the colorway, but obviously it's a bit more of a chunky shoe, right? So probably more like wider pants would suit the aesthetic as well. And I mean, if you're going for the whole like GorpCore vibes, right? I think this shoe is really probably the only option, or one of the few options at least, right? The XT-6, XT-4 are probably on top of everybody's list who's into that style and into that aesthetic. I think it really works well with capital as well, right? My peel down vest, for example, and then just black jeans should really work well. But yeah, let me throw those suckers on for you and then come back to the video. So guys, there was a quick on feet video just for you to get an understanding what they look like on foot. You've probably seen a million Instagram pictures of those anyway, so you probably know already. I still wanted to show you what they look like on my foot, right? So yeah, guys, that's it for this week. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts. First of all, which is your favorite colorway, right, of this three? And do you prefer the XT-4 versus the XT-6? Would be really interesting to know. As I said, I love the XT-6 as well. Might even cop the brown and blood orange colorway, who knows. Anyway guys, I'm rambling. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, smash that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel. As always, new video coming every Sunday, 6 p.m. German time. And yes, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Cheers.